start right here.
Everyone's watching.
Yes!
To see what you do. Everyone's looking at you. Oh.
Welcome back to the channel. We've got a special guest today, Mr. Aaron Clark, Aaron Sizzle himself.
Hi guys.
From the lovely Tier 1 Concealed.
Yep, I'm here. Actually, Hunter's here with me. This is Utah.
This is Utah.
So,
this
he
is
came-
not Arizona, believe it or not.
We gladly, with open arms, welcome him to the state of Utah. Oh, get in here, you big guy.
Tell people who you are. You finished second at Tactical Games Nationals last year.
Yep,
You got a crazy fast draw out of your holster.
sometimes.
You're a giant and very strong.
I'm only 6'4".
His aura is about 6'8" though. But tell people who you are.
Okay, so I'm Aaron, like we established. I work for Tier 1 Concealed. I run the social media, do a lot of the content there, media marketing type things. Been there for 5 or 6 years now. It's been a great time. I get to shoot a lot, and because of that, I got to meet Hunter and a lot of other guys in the industry.
At Ohio Range Day.
yeah.
Was that 3 years ago?
Well, the one where we actually shot, that was in 2020. So that was 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago.
We were like actually participating in the class, but
The timelines get crunched together. We shoot so much all over the place that these things just kind of get jumbled up. But yeah, these like public range day events, these are great places where you get to meet new friends. And I've come out to Utah a handful of times now. We've shot many times. You came out to Arizona earlier this year. That was fun.
That was fun.
And so I encourage you guys to get out and participate in events, whether that's matches or range days or classes or whatever it is, because you get to make new friends. And then you get friends all over the country. So when I'm popping through Utah, I can be like, hey, Aaron, let's go do something. Let's go shoot some guns.
Dude, and that's the way it should be. We love to see it.
Absolutely. So that's what we're actually here to do for you today. This on the range segment is going to teach you how to appendix draw better. So we're going to just hit you with some tips, some helpful things, and kind of go through step by step the basis of what you should be thinking of through your appendix draw, and then eventually how to get that efficient. And we're going to show you through drills and our words. First things first, the appendix draw is inherently bonded with concealment, right? Makes sense. And so the first most important thing is to clear your garment.
Right.
It's a little chilly. It is fall weather up here. It's spooky season. And so we both have extra layers on. You have a hoodie, you've got an extra pocket. I've just got this quarter zip, and we've got some t-shirts underneath as well. You know, so you have to be mindful of what you need to do to clear that garment, where if it's just a t-shirt in summertime, it can be a little bit more loose, but when you're in layered clothing, you have to make sure you're grabbing all of the layers.
Absolutely.
To have your gun in a position to present it.
Right. Yeah, you can't always cater your outfit to the best appendix draw possible. Sometimes you can.
Best would be like a crop top.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little tummy showing.
Yeah. Open carry appendix. But yeah, so if you have multiple layers, you just got to know how to defeat that. If you have like a full zip, something like a jacket or flannel that's open, you want to know how to defeat that. I think we don't have anything like that today, so we'll just mostly trying to clear everything just with like kind of your normal grab and lift.
Yep.
But the big takeaway is just knowing your outfit, right, and how to defeat that garment so you can consistently get at your gun.
Yeah, and so I find that there's two methods that people generally use to clear their garment. One is a grab and one is like a hook. I prefer the grab, but the grab is literally just as you're here. I mean, you know, if we're doing like the old 2015 YouTube defensive video, our hands start right here, and then it's going to come down to our stomach and grab our garment, expose the gun, and then your other hand's going to come down and start building your grip. That's silly though. I mean, like realistically, where's my phone? My phone's in the truck. Realistically, I'm probably on my phone like this, and my hands are going to be like in this position. I'm like texting with my head down, doing like really important business stuff. Definitely not looking at like golden retrievers or like little kittens or anything like that. I'm probably texting, and so you have to just know where your hands are at and what you have to grab. Yeah. And I found that consistently over most garments, excluding jackets, that just grabbing like a solid grab and a nice tight grab where I'm grabbing all the material and then lifting up seems to work best for me. Mm-hmm. And then the hook is where people are actually like grabbing the bottom of their shirt. My only problem with that is I miss it sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta make sure whichever way you go for that it's going to be consistent for you and that you'll be able to do it. I also like just the grab everything. I kind of come at it like I kind of hit like the back of the slide right there.
Yep. It gives you like a solid platform to grab off of.
Yeah.
Rather than if I grab my tummy, sometimes I get my hair. So I have a whole sweater underneath this entire outfit.
Yeah. So true.
And that's not very good. That's our first tip. We want to shoot though. We don't want to just talk this whole time. Let's do a little draw, body, head, 2 shots apiece all the way around. 8 shots.
Okay.
Let's just run through that like twice. I just want to get warm a little bit.
Sure.
I want to shoot a little bit. Actually, let's try something fun. Let's try to predict what our times are going to be before we shoot it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to go a little conservative and say 4 seconds.
4 seconds? Okay.
I don't know. What do you think?
He's going to say 4. I'm going to say 370.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah. We'll do it live. All right, let's rock and roll. Shooter ready.
ready?
Stand by. .451.
Okay. A little slow and
Oh, that little guy on the head.
don't worry about that little guy.
That little guy, it's cold. He got all alphas besides one mic on the head box. But that's okay. 450, a little bit slower.
Yeah.
I think, are we giving ourselves too much credit?
Stand by. Oh. There we go. A 394.
There we go.
All alphas, but one just grazing.
skimming the head, just like
Yeah.
yours, dude.
Yeah.
We both, let's look at the hits real quick. Lots of alphas. Actually, dude, I don't think this broke perf. I mean, it maybe did. If I get a nice RO, that broke perf. If I get a mean one, it didn't. So it could be Alpha Charlie, could be Alpha Mike. And then over here, we just love the alpha box on this target, but
Yeah.
not bad for cold starts. I mean, these are our first shots for the day, and we just we're just going out here and we're just going for it. I think we do a redemption. Let's tape it real quick, and we're gonna run it again. All right, shooter ready.
Ready?
Stand by. There we go, 427, shaved off 2/10. All hits are there. A couple of edge breakers,
Yeah.
2 Charlies overall.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
2, maybe 3. All right. Stand by.
Oof.
348. So crushing those transitions. I'm liking that speed off the second shot.
Yeah, I did pull a shot a little too soon on this target right here. And we got another Charlie up here. So we got 2 Charlies, and then I pulled 2 Charlies right here, a little bit low. I just want to go fast, you know? It's just getting in me. Once these eyes start warming up, we're going to start locking into these points on target, and it'll get moving. I think a lot of people don't talk about that enough, but like once you're at the range and you're going, like your eyes are one of the most important muscles while you're shooting.
Absolutely.
And so to get like super fast transitions with that accuracy, it's literally how fast your eyes can move from one target to the other, lock in, focus, get your dot there, and pull the shot. And so once we start shooting a little bit more, I guarantee both of our transitions are going to be faster and our groups are going to be tighter.
Yeah.
Tip number 2. So we clear our garment. The next most important step is establishing your grip on the gun. I find that there's 2 common methods to do this, just like clearing the garment. One is wrapping your thumb around, and the other is a claw grip.
Yeah, over the back of the slide.
Yeah, which would be like this, and I'm pulling the gun out. And this, I've heard, and you can add to this. I've heard that the claw is faster. Is that true?
I mean, I guess it could be if you dedicate more time to it and just get it out. Honestly, I think it's a wash between the two, just whatever suits you and your gun. Like, so running a 2011, I can't really do like the claw like I could with
you got a
the
beaver
M&P.
tail, you got a hammer,
Yeah.
and you also have to clear your safety before
Yep.
you take your first shot.
Yeah, so that's something you got to consider. Running a 2011 or a hammer fire gun, you might have to think about that draw. With like a M&P, Glock, something striker fired, not much of a beaver tail, you can probably pretty easily, 0 consequence, get your thumb over the back of the slide there.
All that being said, both of us wrap our hands behind the gun and establish a full grip on the gun almost by the time we're getting out of the holster. For me, it just builds a more consistent grip so I can get through a full course of fire without having to adjust my grip. I messed around with the claw a little bit and it was just inconsistent for me. But coming up here and just shoving my tang of my hand into that beaver tail of the gun and coming straight out just feels so much better, so much more natural. And the belts help too. This is the Constantine carry belt stretch. Tier 1 has the edc-s belt. For everybody arguing online, it's the same belt. It's made in the same plants. It's the same belt, just their logo. We're friends. We like the belts. You have the Agonic belt. Is that how I say it? Agonic belt, which is also a stretchy EDC belt. It's a little bit cheaper than the edc-s and the Constantine belt. Another great option. There's a few stretchy belts on the market, but either way, that stretch allows us to actually move the holster a little bit in our belt line, and for me it helps me build my grip a little bit better. Where with some of the stiffer belts, when I'm coming down there's no give at all and I'm digging this thumb into my stomach, where this one I can get a full grip on that gun, no problem.
So these belts help the gun stay in place and do their job supporting the weight of it. But when it's time to actually get a grip on the gun, there is a little bit of give to allow for that. If you have it just completely sucked into you, that's gonna just inhibit your draw a little bit if your belt's too tight or it's too rigid or something like that.
And so like, it's all about finding that balance, and having some give in your belt is like, if you're not carrying with a stretchy belt in 2024, 2025, like you're wrong.
So
Period.
true. Get with the times.
Get with the times, get with the program, get some stretch in your belt. It's just way more comfortable. But again, more importantly, you're establishing a good grip and you have a solid draw when you're coming out of it. So if we're doing one-shot draws on targets and we're just trying to do the Instagram times for like sub-second stuff, sure, you can get away with a sloppy grip for one shot. It's not that bad. I've done it. You've done it. I'm sure if you guys are watching this video, you've also gone on the range and you've ripped out of your holster super fast, but your grip's not really established. But what that's not going to let you do is go through like a small 8-round course of fire like we just did with different throttle controls on the target.
Right, grip is your base layer, your fundamental
Foundation
right?
to your house. And then we build on top of that house until we plug alphas in these targets.
All alphas, baby.
That's all we shoot.
One thing I did want to touch on real quick is the kind of the angle or the direction your strong hand comes into the gun at. With striker fired guns and everything, which I used to run exclusively, Glocks, M&Ps, whatever, I would just come straight down. If you're running something with a big beaver tail, you might consider coming more from the side. That's one thing that's actually really helped my draw with a 2011, because I'm new to 2011s. So that was one thing. My draw was incredibly slow at the beginning. So get your garment out of the way, right? It doesn't need to be super high, but just enough to get your hand on there and not get anything like caught in the gun, right? And then I would just kind of come at a slight angle, just so I'm not getting the webbing of my hand.
The main thing is your index point of the webbing of your hand on that beaver tail, right? And then your middle finger knuckle, is that your next index point when you're wrapping around the gun?
Kind of, I would say. Just on the underside of the trigger guard.
And so like the index points are huge, and like that's what I'm focusing on when I'm dry firing my draw and working on my draw, is figuring out where the good index points are. For me, it's the tang of your hand and the knuckle of your strong hand. So like when I'm coming in, I'm wrapping my fingers in, and as soon as I feel my middle finger and that tang on there, gun's coming out and I'm ready to go.
Another quick shameless plug. So we're both running Tier 1 concealed holsters here today. I have the Pumpkin Apex holster. He's got the Axis Elite.
It's a B.
So
I'm sorry.
Holsters, that is something that could help you tremendously with the purchase, with the draw, right? Getting a good grip, because we have these adjustable belt clips, concealment claws, where you can adjust the ride height of your holsters, so you make sure the gun is sitting at the appropriate level above your belt line, right? If it's super deep and the belt's covering everything, it's just going to inhibit your draw, right? You want it sitting in a spot where you can get that perfect grip, get your hands wrapped, your fingers wrapped around the grip, and get that consistency. So,
and this is the Axis Elite from Tier 1 concealed.
And this is the Apex.
Which is a .1 Tactics collab with Donovan. Donovan's a crazy guy coming from Appendix. I think he's got like 134 bill drills or something like that as his PR.
He's wild. He's not real.
One day. One day. He is an M&P enjoyer though. He's part of the gang.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing to note. Your gear will help you with all of this.
Yep. Yeah. So carry good gear and practice.
Practice is also arguably probably the most important. All right, let's do another drill. Let's do a little box drill. We're gonna toss a reload in here. We haven't talked about reloads. Same thing. You got to clear your garment, and then you got to get a good purchase on your mag. This is the AIME 556 box drill. Have you shot that one before? Yeah.
A while back.
So it's 2 to the body, 1 to the head, reload, 2 to the body, 1 to the head. Target's a little bit farther than what she has on the drill. They're a little bit closer, but we're just out here having fun. We're just boys being dudes and dudes being men. So we're just gonna shoot it how they are, and you know we'll step a little bit farther back too, just to give it a little bit more difficulty. Maybe like here.
Sure.
I think this is probably like 12.
Yeah.
Ish.
We'll find out. Exactly.
Oh, we got a rangefinder.
Did I drop something?
We have the technology.
13. Yeah.
Okay, pretty close.
Yep.
Little 13-yarder. We're really gonna have to aim on the headshots here. So we'll rock and roll. I'll go first. You got the timer.
Sure do.
And again, we're clearing garment, establishing a good grip.
Stand by. There we go.
They got Mike the head.
539. One mic that we won't worry about.
This head box is just beating us up so bad.
Yeah, it's only the right one too, huh?
Yeah, actually look at this. I don't know if you can see it. It is just this barely little tickle right here on the edge. But it doesn't count.
It sure scared the guy though.
Sure scared him.
Ready?
Stand by.
Oh, okay. I forgot the course of fire. I went body, body, body.
All right, don't worry about the hits. You got an Alpha Charlie and an Alpha.
Okay.
Body, body, head, reload, body, body, head.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Oh my.
He had 2 alphas on that one. We're doing it till you get it. Stand by. .582, being extra safe with the headshot, going for the neck.
Yeah. That
So
was not great.
no, it still counts though. It's still the Charlie. So actually, Amy's drill is just the head box and above, not the A zone. But we're better.
It's like the 6x6.
It's the 6x6, but for us, we like to hold to a higher standard. I think we both would want to run that again.
Yeah.
And dial it in just a little bit better, because I don't think either of us are happy with those times or hits. So
No,
we're gonna
sir.
run that back turbo. We're gonna hit it a second time. 13-yard box drill. For all you people who want to replicate this, 1, 2, 3. Targets are 3 yards apart, 13 yards away, and it's draw 2 to the body, transition to target 2, 1 to the head, reload 2 to target 2, transition 1 to the head on target 1.
Stand by. .585 looks like 2, 3 Charlies.
Yeah, Charlie's on
all
the
hits are there.
All the hits are there. Honestly, I'm just like the reload. I couldn't find my mag well. My draw was a little slow. Just feeling icky. Icky. But again, here's one thing too. I never practice concealment with layers on, like at all, because I live in Arizona and it's been 100 degrees for over 112 days total this year. So it's just hot
That's
there.
wild.
I'm normally in a t-shirt. I guarantee that if I go to a t-shirt, my draw speed and reload speeds are going to increase.
Yeah, for
Hands
sure.
down.
I'm surprised you guys even wear clothes.
Yeah, the big thing is just getting the sun off your skin.
True. Yeah.
Just because I crisp up like a lobster. And yeah.
So, moral of the story is practice in what you wear.
Practice what you wear. Like, I'll be honest, I'd still, this is still sporty.
Yeah.
By no means is like, oh my gosh, this is like a huge detriment. It's just like, just not as refined. You know what I mean? Like The slow first shot was a 142. At this distance, open 13 yard. I think it should probably be like at least 1.2. And then the reload is going to be horrendous on this one. 269 reload. To give you guys some examples, when I was practicing for area 1 from concealed, my reloads were between like 140 and 170. So this is like 1 to 1.5 seconds slower than my practice for that. And when I'm on my competition belt, it's like 1 to 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So out of the waistband competition rig, I'm losing 1.7 seconds. And then just from a t-shirt, I'm losing almost a full second. So
Yeah.
just interesting data points, but get out there, shoot different stuff. I can't imagine what it's like in your snowboard attire.
It's a little bit slower.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, there we go. Round 2, redemption. Shooter ready.
Ready?
Stand by.
Almost forgot the course of fire again.
Yeah, but that reload was sick. That was a 629.
So I went body, transition to body, and then I'm like, wait, before I cranked the shot off, I was like, that's supposed to be a headshot.
Gotta move it up. Look at this. Look at this tight little group right here. We're talking about shooting tight little alpha groups. We got one. We got one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, good deal.
Yeah, not great.
Not our best roll. We're gonna take these jackets off.
Yeah.
Okay, clearing garments, check. Establishing grip, check. What's next?
Getting the gun out of the holster, pointed in a safe direction towards target, and not being at risk of any sneaky USPSA DQs
Yes.
on the draw, especially from appendix.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that too just a little bit because our buddy Buck was done dirty at Carry Optics Nationals. I believe he got DQ'd with an empty gun in his holster. I don't even think it was loaded. And but long story short, in USPSA we have the 180 degree rule. So if this is my 180 degrees right here, your muzzle can't break past the 180 in any direction. So like can't point it backwards, can't point it over, can't point it that way, can't point it that way. And basically what happened was is the starting position was like this. And so actually let's just say, just for camera's sake, let's say this is the 180 and I have to shoot this target to the left. If I start like this, index to the target, and I go to draw, they say that whichever way your sights are pointing is the direction of your muzzle. So for that split second when it's here, you just broke the 180. And that's what Buck got DQ'd for, which is just absolutely terrible. And I mean, in my opinion, and probably you share the same opinion, it's dumb because this is safe. And as soon as this gun comes out of the holster, the muzzle's already starting to get pointed in a safe direction. It's the most important part of any draw from any holster, no matter where it's at on your body.
Yeah, so basically they're saying, if I understand correctly, like the top of the gun, the slide, like if you think like from the grip of the gun through the slide, that's where they're deeming the muzzle direction,
Correct.
right? So so here's the 180. His body was turned a little bit,
And so it's
breaking the
it.
180.
Yep.
Even though the muzzle is pointing straight at the ground, not breaking the 180.
in a safe direction. As soon as it
And
leaves
it's-
the holster.
And it's coming like this.
Yep, exactly. And so like I shot area 1 from concealment, took second in limited optics, but there's a lot of stages where there's a target to the left to start out on, and I purposely started to the right like this. I would draw and then index my body over, which I think is a waste. I think we should probably campaign to get an amendment made because there's an amendment for FBI can't. And if you're still carrying with FBI can't, unless you're like an OG FBI guy, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? But basically it states that because the FBI can't, for those who don't know, it's a 15 degree backwards. So when they're standing uprange and the RO's behind him like this with a timer, that muzzle's literally pointing into the RO's leg.
Yeah.
Yet somehow appendix is more dangerous.
Yeah. Dude, you'll shoot your balls off.
Yeah. Luckily those targets are small, so there's no way we're gonna hit those things, like a 50-50 chance.
Impossibly small.
Yeah. And so what's a good drill to practice this? To get the
Okay.
gun out pointed in a good direction where we're crunched for time on it.
Yeah, so I think, you know, aside from the being compliant with these rules, right? It's just a smarter thing to get your gun out pointed in the general direction of where you're going to be shooting sooner, right? It's just everything sooner, everything quicker. So maybe let's start with ode to old .1 tactics, Donovan Moore, retreating billet drill starting at 3 yards.
Okay.
Because that one, you got to be.
And you have to be moving for that too, right? You said retreating.
Yeah. So retreating, but it's close, right? So
Yeah.
you can, I mean, the sooner you can get that gun out, indexed on the target, it's going to be A zone.
3. Look, he's already at 3 yards. How'd you do that? What the heck?
Lucky, I guess.
What the heck? Okay. What's Donnie's time for this one?
199.
199. Okay.
It's got to be all clean, right? All alpha.
Spicy. Okay.
So yeah,
I think we run this one 3 times in a row.
Okay.
I know I'm gonna need a couple reps on this one. So let's run it 3 times
Dude, I
back to
probably will
back.
too.
3 times back to back. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. Shooter ready.
And I mean, just for the drill's sake, should we start like this?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how he has you do it. But
Okay. Well, yeah. Whatever's in Donovan's book.
okay.
Shooter ready.
Ready?
Stand by. Woo! 180. All alpha. With a 13 split in there. 103 first shot. 17, 16, 15, 16, 13.
Okay.
Do it again. We're just doing 3 in a row. Shooter ready.
Ready?
Stand by. 187. All alphas again. Can he do the hat trick?
Oh, we're
Can he do
pushing
the
it.
hat trick?
We're pushing it.
Let's go. You got
Okay.
a 112 first shot, 16 split, 15 split, 14 split, 15, 15.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Super consistent. That gun's not moving.
Do I have
Aaron's an
enough-
American hero.
Do I have enough rounds in here?
You've shot 12 so far.
That math do be mathin'.
All right. Shooter ready.
Ready?
Stand by. Oh, the math got him. Too much brain power. That was a 216, little bit of trigger freeze. There's a 112, 15 split, 28 split for the trigger freeze. 28, 16, 17. That's it. 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's
All
pretty
right.
good.
At least it was clean though.
super clean. All alphas,
That was-
all 18 shots. Dude,
Okay.
out of the hole, 180. What a stud. I'm just gonna go right onto this target. We can just keep freshies, you know?
Okay. Stand by. There you go. 196.
Just
So,
there. I also punched myself in the chin. I don't know if the
With
camera
the-
got that, but I can't hear it. Oh! Okay, 196.
Stand by. There you go. Better. 191.
191.
Looking good.
Okay.
Stand by. Yes! Just like me. A 252, a little bit of freeze there.
Little bit of freeze, little bit of hesitation. My draw was bad. I didn't establish my good grip. I came up and I just felt a gap in this gun and I pressed the trigger and was like, what is this recoil? And then I tried to adjust it. We got a little trigger freeze and I threw one out.
Shooting a gosh dang.
2 out of 3.
Hey, 2 out of 3 team. I like it.
So we touched on USPSA. Some of you watching the channel might know about this. Some of you may not. So we're going to inform you. But there is a bounty that I'm setting out where you can win cash to shoot matches. We've done it for some area matches this year. For 2025, every single area match is going to have a $1,000 bounty if you're shooting from concealed with a Constantine carry belt or a tier 1 edc-s belt. Either one counts. $1,000 first place, $500 random draw, $500 to highest lady, and then we've got manufacturers that are supplying different prizes for people, which include like optics, suppressors, and firearms. And for Factory Gun Nationals, we are going to do something big that I'm not going to announce yet, but it is going to be a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of guns, and there's going to be a lot of winners to shoot from concealed. And if USPSA unjustly disqualifies you for a start position, I will cover your match fee for any of those matches. And I stand by that. This message is approved by Hunter Constantine. And if you want to
That's
support
pretty sick.
yeah.
pretty
There's
sick.
one thing I noticed is that the shooting sports rarely give back to the shooters in the capacity that we'd like to see. Like you go to Ohio Range Day, how many people go to that? Like 150?
This year there was a ton. I think there was like 300 guys this year.
300, but like every vendor is giving out products to these shooters. There's some cash prizes and stuff like that for like little tiny challenges. But I mean, I've been shooting on the competition circuit for 5 years now, and it's like I might pick up a Glock from a prize table or something like that, like just a factory bone stock Glock. But now that I'm in a position to give back to shooters, I was like, I want to pay shooters cash. I want to reward shooters for practicing their concealed carry, for supporting the Second Amendment and getting involved with the shooting sports. And other companies are getting on board, where you're going to see, like I said, guns, optics, suppressors, a whole bunch of other stuff, maybe some holsters, and cash. So you can walk into a match. Was it Dixon? He just won the Area 1 cash.
Yeah.
He shot from concealed Area 1, and I gave him a brick of cash. It comes in singles, by the way, only. So it's like a big stack of cash.
The only way you should do it.
Yeah, but he was pumped. And then Zach Kong out of Dallas, he got second place and won a Vortex optic, among some other little trinkets I put in there for him. But again, I'm in a position to give back to shooters. You guys have showed so much support, and so I want to give back to you guys by giving you guys cash, giving you optics, giving you guns, things like that. And hopefully we'll see it grow and we get more people shooting from concealed at matches. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
And it's incentive to train and to compete with what you carry,
Yes,
which there's a lot of validity to that idea.
absolutely. It's all about performance on demand, and shooting sports tests you on that through and through. You get one shot at it, that's it. Sure, you can record the same drill 20 times till you get a perfect run for Instagram, but the real steez comes from just laying it down the first time, just like our bill drills.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
I almost find that sometimes I perform better when I just do it once and then move on. And then
Yeah.
when I start doing it, I think about it more, and I'm like, ah.
You build up the pressure on yourself,
Yeah.
and then you just end up wasting a lot of ammo.
Yep.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get out, compete, train with your carry setup, carry what you shoot the best. That's probably my biggest point of advice, if you can. I mean, I know I'm a big guy, but I still think a lot of people can sacrifice a little bit to carry a gun that they can really just
Yeah.
burn it down with.
And like, I'm a smaller guy than Aaron. I still carry a full 5-inch M&P most of the time. Occasionally you'll catch me at the bodyguard or equalizer, but for the most part, it's a full 5-inch M&P, sometimes with a light. But no problem. Again, right holster, right belt. Even with 140 mil mag extensions, I can conceal carry with the right shirt garment.
Yeah. That's it.
Right here. 200 yards.
200 big ones.
All right, so we're gonna see how fast we can get a one-shot hit at 200 yards from concealment. Here's the scenario.
Yep.
You're at a Buc-ee's in Texas. We're on pump 1, and there's a threat at pump 230. And you have to engage him, but all you have is your carry gun, and the threat is imminent.
Threat is imminent. This is a real life scenario.
Yeah, you have to engage it. You cannot leave the Buc-ee's. Your life depends on it. And I have no idea what the time should be for this. So we're just gonna see, you'll probably see a bunch of time-lapsey type stuff as we're trying to draw and hit this in the first shot. And we'll rock and roll. We'll just kind of see some times that we get. But here's the gut of this. So we're not just having fun shooting 200 yards, but we talked about clearing your garment, setting your grip, getting the muzzle pointed in the right direction. The final component is building your shooting grip and finding your sights at the same time. So as soon as that gun's coming up, your support hand, I like to roll mine under, my hands clamp down, and as I'm pushing out, I get to see the dot and index it to where it needs to be on target. It's all happening at once, and there's no better way to see if our grip and sights are lined up than trying to hit a reduced size C zone at 200 yards.
Yeah, it's way down there. You just gotta believe us.
All right, let's do this thing.
All right, Hunter. At Buc-ee's, are you ready?
Yeah.
Stand by.
That first one was so freaking close.
It was. That was a 147. So sub 150.
Are you kidding me? That's almost unbelievable. Guys, there's a degree of luck to this because I was dancing around that target, but nonetheless, that was a sub 150 shot at the Buc-ee's 200 yards away on a reduced size C zone. I think I probably did 8 draws, maybe 8 draws or so. 8 draws and then about like 12 shots of just trying to figure out where the hold was for this gun. For being honest, this isn't YouTube magic. It took about 20 shots total to get to hit 8 draws.
Yeah, not bad, dude.
Dude, sub 150,
that's fast.
200. That's crazy. Shooter ready.
Ready?
Stand by. You want to try the M&P?
No.
If you don't get it in this mag, you got to try the M&P.
Okay.
And you have to actually try.
An enormous
How much did
disappointment.
this Atlas cost retail?
Dude, they're like $6 grand.
$6 grand. M&P, about $1,000. Aaron has plenty of time on M&Ps. He's part of the M&P gang. He's just visiting Atlas land for a little while.
His second shot.
Stand by. Stand by. Yes! 200 yards from concealed. 186.
That was pretty
Sub
slow.
2 seconds. With the Smith.
Hey!
Look at that. We had to work for these shots. We put probably more lead than we wanted downrange to get them, but we got them.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed about that. But
It's okay.
Hey.
Here's the other thing too. Like, I mean, point the camera out there. I don't even think you guys will be able to see it. We'll like do a little ting, and then we'll show you where it's at on the hill because we can barely see the target with our naked eye. It's probably even harder with the camera lens. I have to do this, and I'm sorry for
That's
whatever
fine.
relationship you have with Atlas. But the M&P got the shots. Okay, so shout out to the Apex grade barrels, one of the most accurate barrels on the market, period. I do think you would have hit it with your gun if we probably would have had like that mag in this gun. But you didn't, and we did it with the Smith. This is more M&P propaganda coming at you. Everybody should have a Smith & Wesson, at least one. You own a Smith & Wesson.
I do, and I admit they're great guns. I love mine. I have a 5-inch. I don't have the Apex barrel kit in it, or the
Yeah.
barrel, but I do have the Apex trigger, SRO, Floyd stuff. Like they're sweet guns.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Those triggers, like easily one of the best polymer striker fired triggers like that you can get.
Absolutely. It's a drop-in, all-in. You can pick up the gun for like $500. The trigger's $200. It's
Yep.
easy. I will say though, this thing looks so nice, and the grip modules that the Atlas have on it, where you can start like building pressure.
Yeah.
I wish they sold this grip as is because it allows me to take this meat in my hand and get that forward pressure on that gun that keeps this thing nice and flat. Before
Yeah.
we're done, I wanna shoot this.
Absolutely.
Look closer though on
Yeah.
some of the paper. Oh my gosh, it's so big. Dude, 200-yard shots under 2 seconds from concealed on a reduced target. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna walk all the way to the target so you guys can see just how small this target is and how hard it is to see. And then,
Yeah, it's the TA Targets Mini ADAP, so they're pretty little.
yeah, let's go take a walk.
So pretty, not big.
No. We just shot a gun off a mountain.
Yeah, it was that bad guy's gun in his hand at Buc-ee's. He was running. We shot the gun out of his hand.
Yeah. Wow, look how small the trucks look from down here. This was a shot. We were standing on that road. But again, everything we just talked about in this video for these appendix draw tips leads into getting sub 2 second hits at 200 yards on a mini ADAC target. You got to clear your garment. You got to get your good grip. You got to start getting your muzzle pointed at that target. If you're coming out and then like doing that punch thing, you're wasting time. And there's no way you can get this under 2 seconds. Yeah, so. And so we got it dialed down, 186, 147, craziness. Shout out to Smith & Wesson. And shout out to TA Targets for providing us with this fun challenge. And this was a challenge. By no means was this like a first round impact or cold stuff. We warmed up a little bit, we shot, we threw some lead down at it, and we got some hits. So that's pretty cool to see. I hope to see you guys competing from Appendix. If you guys have questions, mention it in the comments. Go follow Aaron on Instagram. Where can they find you?
Aaron Sizzle, just AARONSIZZLE.
Aaron.
On on Instagram. Check out Tier 1 Concealed as well. They make pretty decent holsters. So yeah,
Mad decent holsters.
Find us online.
Yeah, find us online. If you got questions about us, we're good about answering DMs. So ask your questions. We can help you. If you're not sure what holster to get, make sure you're DMing Aaron between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m.
Perfect.
His notifications will be on. You know, it's not like you have been losing sleep over the young ones or anything like that at home.
Nah.
Not at all.
Not a chance.
Nah. Grantham might have done 2,200 yards with an intervention, but we did 200 yards with an M&P. So you tell me.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, you're next, Flannel Daddy, and Micah, and Charlie, and Jeremy, especially Jeremy. So that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Do all the YouTube stuff. Get a belt. Get a holster. Find us online. Do all that stuff. Try getting a 200-yard hit. 200 yards in under 2 seconds.
Yeah.
This could be a challenge.
Could be a challenge, yeah. It could be like a real thing.
I don't know what we call it. Sub 200.
Sub 2 at 2.
Tier. Sub 2 at 2. Sub 2 at 2 from Concealed.
Yeah.
Sub 2 at 2.
Go get you one of these mini ADAPs.
Yeah. Mini ADAPs, sub 2 at 2. We'll put the dimensions online too, just so you guys know how big this target is. Sub 2 at 2, let's see what you got. 147 is the time to beat.
Yep.